Hey everybody, I'm back to review yet another drink in a game. I've got MegaMan 6 in Narwhal 2016. This is the Sierra Nevada Dark Beer. These both should be fantastic. I've played MegaMan and I've drank Narwhal. I've never done it together. It should be a synergy of experiences just bursting at the seams, providing the most wonderful experience I've ever had. That's what I'm shooting for today, really. Outside of that, I can't think of another reason why a Narwhal and MegaMan 6 would go well together, outside of the fact that this was a great beer I had in my fridge and a great game that I had in my collection that I've been playing a lot of lately. So you're going to see that I'm a little bit into the game already, but whatever. I drink beer, I play games, it should be fun. Let's go check it out. 1993 Capcom. Whenever I hear that sound, I always think I'm about to play Street Fighter in the year 20XX, which we've made it to, and we have yet to hold our first annual robot tournament. At least of this scale. We need bigger robots. But I guess all of these robots were originally designed with some purpose. I think these robots might have been designed for fighting, considering the tournament, but they're pretty stupid fighting robots. If I were to design a fighting robot, I would design a gun. Basically just a turret loaded with all sorts of lasers and everything. I wouldn't give it a dog or put it in blue underwear. But here we are with MegaMan 6, and I brought a password. Darn it. Every single MegaMan, for no reason whatsoever, had a completely, well, similar but different password system. I was always very happy that in 6 they brought it back to this, where it's just dots, letters, and numbers. It was always easier to write down. In 5, for some reason, they had blue dots and red dots, so it was just a bigger pain to keep track of. This one's a little bit easier. I don't know if I'm going to get caught back up with where I left off, but I have Flame and Blizzard down, Fire and Ice. And I think the one I was going to take on next was Plants. So Plant Man, with his awesome splash screen, looking angry in the Forgotten Area. Don't forget me! Well, MegaMan remembers the Forgotten Area. See, one of the nice things about MegaMan that I appreciate today and in my youth is the fact that there's no timer. You can really take your time, sweet time, to play MegaMan. You can sit there and blink or do the electric slide. And you can enjoy a beverage. There's no rush whatsoever. Well, there is a rush, but he's a dog. And you use him to jump on, which is the obvious use of a dog. Speaking of robot uses, what the heck are these things used for? These, let me see if I can get them to respawn. These one-armed pleasure bots falling from the sky, coming to grab you. What practical purpose would you design such a robot that has one arm? The arm doesn't even move. Like, I'll stand still, it just runs into me. The arm does nothing. Useless arm. And then these stupid grasshopper bots that pop out of the grass, whatever, or not even out of the grass, just everywhere, whatever use they could be for. These useless items that show up everywhere. See, one of the benefits and downfalls of MegaMan is that, where if you go a little bit off screen, it comes back. They all respawn, all the enemies. Just keep coming back. This is useful if you need an item. So if I needed that, that would have been useful. But they cycle through the item drops pretty randomly. I kind of need some health. Let's see. So early on, I barely passed the tree. I just keep talking and running into stuff. No way am I seeing Plant Man with my Narwhal in hand. Unless I can... Oh, there we go. See, you get a little health. You can do that repeatedly for days because there's no timer. I'm not going to do it for days. I'm going to move on. And there's health taunting you and an extra life. There's an item you can get which will take care of this and give you those, but obviously not by the time you got to the level. That would just make sense. It'd be a little bit too easy. This guy, oh, I gotta escape. Oh, why is I running into the wall? I never really fight him. I always just run past him. Similar on this stage. I just try to run past these things. I don't really fight everything that I encounter. That's pointless. Oh! Bullet to the face. Need some narwhal. Oh, and my little buddy bot gives me an extra life. He usually gives me crap. I used to shoot at that guy every time he came out. When I was a kid and I played Mega Man, I thought he was an enemy, and then I'd be like, oh, wait a second, it's that guy again. It's kind of a cool feature. Again, what was his purpose? Seeing as they tried to give a story for every character in this game. When really, when you start telling stories, questions arise. For example, Mega Man. Mega Man himself originally was designed for the purpose of being an assistant or a companion to Dr. Light. Middle-aged gentleman, all alone, making robots that look like little boys. And seeing as he was repurposed to be a fighting bot, you know, that hand cannon. Don't know what he was originally using that one for. There was no Mrs. Light mentioned in the series. Well, Mega Man also had a sister, which is impossible if you're a robot, or I guess she was just a friend, Roll. If you followed the Japanese version of this game, you would know that his name is Rock. So rock and roll kind of pointed to the fact that they had awesome music. I lost my buddy. You only give me one chance and then you're done with me? Whatever. Or maybe I didn't need any items to show up. Well, rock and roll are best friends, related bloodlines. I actually have no idea what they are. I was trying to fight this guy in a similar fashion. Speaking of robot uses, Treadmill Bot there has nipples. Come on, Dr. Wily X, Light, whoever, Proto Man. What you doing? What earthly use does a robot have for nipples? And why all these springs? Again, with Mega Man, with your story. Why are you trying to tell stories? Nothing makes sense. It's robots. Should have just left it at that. Oh, the infamous Mega Man, slow down! Get so many enemies on screen. Let me grab that. Avoid these spikes that Dr. Wily X Proto Man put right above those springs in a nefarious plan to destroy Mega Man, which is surprisingly effective if you touch them. I've always hated the fact that if you touch certain things in Mega Man, you're dead. Yeah, wait a second. Look at those. Pronounced nipples. What are we doing here, Treadmill Bot? What are you meant for? I see that you have guns. And you've got treadmills. But you also have questionable parts that aren't necessary rivets to connect you together. I'm certain you could have put that chest plate on without those. See, this is a robot that I can get with. It's a gun. Those are the kind of robots that I would build. Not grabby robots that just fly right by the screen and disappear. Gosh, I hate this part. Stupid robot fish, they always hit me and they respawn too quickly. Well, this is a good time to pause and have a sip of Narwhal. And admire the backgrounds with your trees and foliage. Oh gosh, that Narwhal's good. With the Narwhal is not necessary. So what I'm learning from this experience is that you really just need a dark beer. Narwhal's great. If you can get your hands on Narwhal, this is a great beer. But if you can get your hands on any dark beer in place of Mega Man, this is a great experience. Dark beer improves as it gets warmer, which is kind of weird for an alcoholic beverage. There's not a lot of beverages that get really, really good the warmer they get. Not a lot of beverages in general, unless it started off hot. Hot beverages get worse as they cool, and cool beverages get worse as they warm, with the exception of dark beer. Dark beer gets better the warmer it gets. It gets more complex. You taste more of the flavors. I've got a little bit of dark malt, which to me tastes like some chocolate, and there's a little bit of that Belgian pretzel, but an unsalted Belgian pretzel, just the crust of the pretzel. And a little bit of sweetness. It's quite tasty. My flashing reason there's warning on games, Mega Man. These cool backgrounds in the middle of the forgotten land. Ah, you stupid. Ah! Stupid. Stupid bot. Stupid fish. Let me just bounce here and drink some beer. Seems like a good time to pause. No time limit. I always thought time limits in games were so stupid. Especially games you own. Like, if you go to an arcade and you put a quarter in a machine, the time limit's just telling you that the game is ripping you off. Like, it's just saying, you know what? You get 30 seconds with this quarter, and once that quarter's done, you better put in another one, because you're done. Or you're done. Whereas at home, why did Mario have to have a time limit? Who cares? Who has ever finished a level in Mario at the last second? Barely. Outside of intentional runs. Every time I finish a level in Mario, I have at least a few hundred of those seconds or units or whatever they are at the end. I rarely come down to the wire. I rarely even pay attention to the clock in Mario. Who cares? Well, if I can make it back to where I left off, there's another cool feature in Mega Man 6 that I think was introduced in this game. Those flowers where I was getting power-ups a minute ago, it remembers. Like Pepperidge Farm, Mega Man remembers. And those won't be there anymore. If I can make it back. Come on, Mega Man, with your hand cannon. My jump and shoot strategy seems to be also aligning with my don't die strategy, which is essential to the Mega Man series. Not dying. There you go. Get him to the face. Get that fish to the face. Shoot that fish in the face. And then the gun, and then another fish, more fish. There's only one spot with no fish. And stupid flying thing. More fish. Platforms you have to shoot. See? Those flowers used to have power-ups in them, now they're gone. The game remembered. That was pretty cool back then. See, Mega Man was one of those series on Nintendo. There's not a whole lot. Maybe Tetris is another one where I just don't think they could have done it any better. And if you followed the Mega Man series at all, you've seen that Mega Man 9 and 10, even Capcom realized that they couldn't have done them any better. And they started making the same game. Well, that's a game over. With an, oddly enough, different password than I started with. At least it looks like a different password. I'll have to go back, review the tape, and see if that's unique. But let me just pause for a moment and review this. Mega Man 6 is a good game. It's a great game. It's a great Mega Man game. Mega Man games in general are great. Mega Man 6, however, is not as good as Mega Man 2. It's missing the metal blade. At least I haven't found one yet. One should, I hope, appear in the game, or at least an equally game-breaking weapon. Haven't seen it yet. I haven't played enough Mega Man 6. The music in Mega Man 6 is kind of mediocre in comparison to the other Mega Mans. I think I'm a fan of 3 the most. 6 is alright. It's got some decent music. It doesn't rock as hard as the other Mega Mans rock. This beer, oh, fantastic. Not the best dark beer I've ever had, but a good dark beer. So let me just say that today's experiment has taught me one thing. Dark beer and Mega Man is a great combination. Narwhal and Mega Man 6 isn't necessary. Grab any Mega Man, grab any dark beer, and relax and enjoy some Mega Man. You'll care less when you're dying repeatedly from robots that are absolutely useless, that have no clear intention, with a bot that at one point probably pleasured Dr. Light. And you'll be enjoying a beer that as it gets warmer, it just gets better and better and better. And the higher the ABV, the less you care as Mega Man dies. These games are always beatable, and you can always get to the end through repeated abuse of yourself. There is no true game over. You get passwords, you get continues, you get everything in Mega Man. And in life with dark beer, it will always continue. What a wonderful combination. I really enjoyed this one, friends. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, or subscribe, and subscribe if you please. And look forward to future content. If you'd like to see more, please comment down below and let me know. If you enjoyed this for any reason, let me know down below. I certainly appreciate any support you can give me. Again, I'm sorry it's been so long since I've been making these videos. I've had a lot come up in my life, one of which is now a 4-year-old boy who he himself likes Mega Man, but not quite at the age to enjoy this dark beer, so someday he might capture this video and put that together for himself. I don't know. I'll let him decide someday. He may not even like beer. Who knows? Whatever. Well, everyone, thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your days, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.